Greetings and welcome. This is Ava with HeyYoAva.com and the Candid Cash Flow podcast. And in this video, we're going to discuss the Gutenberg editor from WordPress because it's coming, my friends. It's coming whether you're ready or not. So, here's the dealio. So, WordPress 5.0, the launch of that has been set back. I think it was originally going to be like the 15th or the 19th of this month, November 2018. And they have postponed that to the 27th because the Gutenberg editor is not completely ready. So I'm going to install this real quick while I'm talking. When this first came out as a plugin, I can't remember which WordPress update that was, 4 point something. So once I started seeing this stuff on my homepage, I went ahead, I installed the editor because I'm not one to be resistant to changes. So I wanted, if this was going to be the new WordPress, I wanted to go ahead and jump in, get used to it, and evolve. Well, I used the Gutenberg editor for a couple months. I sent in my feedback. I used it on both my sites as well as client sites. And really last week, I think I finally decided to deactivate it because it just was driving me insane. I have three main problems with the editor that I'll cover. But that's pretty much it. So the other things I'm going to cover in this video are workarounds so that if you can't stand the Gutenberg editor or you're resistant to the change, there's some workarounds for you. Because when WordPress 5.0 launches on November 27th, 2018, it will ship with the Gutenberg editor, and at that point there will be no going back as of this recording. So you're going to want to know what you need to do to either roll with the punches or revert back to something that you actually know how to use on your WordPress site. This is probably the biggest update to WordPress since it launched, I would say, in my opinion. This editor is a huge change. So when you install it, and it's really difficult to miss. Like, they aggravate you about it constantly on your dashboard if you don't install it. So it installs, it redirects to this blog post they've loaded up for you right on your website. Save it as a draft right here. Save the draft or it will disappear. And this is basically your introduction to the Gutenberg editor. I do suggest that if you're going to be using Gutenberg that you read through this post, because if you don't, you're not going to have a clue how to use it. So Gutenberg is a block editor, and to me it compares with, if you've ever blogged on medium.com, their editor is somewhat of a block editor. So it's kind of like that. I'm not sure where WordPress is going with this. I know all the developers are up in arms because it's messing up their page builders and their visual composers and all of these things that they use. And I think WordPress is just kind of like they're shaking up that whole marketplace. So anyway, let's check out the features of the Gutenberg editor. Now, look, the thing is loaded with features. It's feature rich. It brings some great functionality to your posts and pages. I mean, there's no, can't lie to you there. So let's just check it out. So you've got headings, I believe H1 through H6 as blocks, and each one of these is a block. And if you want to add a new one, you just click this little plus sign anywhere to add a new block. This is a cover image, so you can make one big like title image. You can it actually lets you type over a background image. This is just a regular paragraph block, and if you click into these, then your options appear here at the top. So you got your, you know, center, your justifieds, whatever, your bold, yada, 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 right? And then more options here. You can duplicate this block and you get rid of it, whatever you want to do there. So as we're scrolling down, showing you how the different alignments work. Here's a heading block. We'll just click into this. And yeah, so it goes up to heading 4, it looks like, instead of 6, which I rarely use anything past 4. I rarely use anything past 3, so just scrolling along so you can insert nice big images into your posts. Lists, separators, all this stuff's included. Quotes, galleries, you can insert galleries with Gutenberg. And let's see, what's this one? A image. See how it's jumping around? Like it gets kind of crazy. Galleries, videos, pull quote. So this is a pull quote block. And they have buttons, and these are kind of cool because you can make it whatever color you want. So you can change the background and the text color on the button. And as well as these different shapes. Which is something that WordPress didn't have before, so that's basically your features. I'm just going to scroll back to the top here. Now once you're here, you can click, if you look over here to the right, you have a couple of tabs here. So when you're working on a document, you're applying changes to the entire blog post, like categories, your feature, image, your tags, excerpts, that kind of thing. And then if you're just working on a block, then you've clicked into a block, and that's how you work within a block, is you click into it and then it automatically goes over to the block tab where you can use the settings here, drop cap, font sizes, colors, and you can also apply custom CSS. There's all your colors. I believe this one lets you choose, yeah, you can choose any color instead of just the presets. So you got a wide range of things that you can do here. I mean, several things that the old editor, the classic editor, doesn't do, like the colors for one thing, buttons, all that kind of stuff. So let's take a look at the actual blocks here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new post. And we'll just start with something fresh and take a look at what's going on. So of course, we've got a title. I'm gonna grab some lorem ipsum. Let's see, this is fine. If you don't know what lorem ipsum is, it's just some dummy text so that you don't automatically read the text. You're paying attention to the design. Lots of people use it in web design, so that you're not distracted by recognizable text. So I'm just going to add a paragraph. You can just start typing, or you can actually select what kind of block you want to add from this list. We'll go over those in a second. I'm just going to add these in real quick. So you can see it separated my paragraphs as separate blocks, each one. Okay. So let's take a look at the different blocks that we have available to us. It's already showing me some most used, which is kind of hilarious because this is my test website. I haven't used anything. So you've got, what do we got? 5 categories of blocks here. So you've got common ones. Well, actually, you've got 6. Most used, common, formatting, layout, widgets, and embeds. So let's go with formatting. Hold on, let's see. Let's just start at the top and not confuse ourselves. So I know early on Gutenberg had actually added a block called Classic Editor because people were having so many problems with the editor, they thought they would just remedy it by making one of the blocks the old classic YouTube editor, which would have been great if it had worked. But the editor block, the classic editor block, actually didn't even work like WordPress's classic editor at all. So anyway, moving on. Paragraphs, just your regular, like you see back here, regular normal text. And then lists, breaks you up into bullet lists and numbered lists. Headings, H1 through H4. Images, separators, YouTube, quotes, page breaks, and buttons. Alright, so common blocks, again, are going to be a few repeats here. Added here, you've got image gallery, audio, cover image, which is that big image we saw at the top of the Gutenberg blog post. You can embed files and videos. Moving on. Formatting, you've got code. The classic editor block is still here. We'll take a look at that in a second. Custom HTML, pre-formatted, pull quotes, tables, verses. I don't even know what a verse is. We'll take a look at that. Separator. These are your layout elements. Button, which is nice because, I mean, that's something you had to accomplish either by uploading a button image or using a plugin. So I really like that button feature. Alright, so media and text. I think that maybe this is solving one of my image problems, but I'm not sure. Page break, spacer, columns, more. I think that's like a read more thing. Widgets, you can add in shortcode, archives, categories, latest comments, latest posts, and then all kinds of embeds, which is crazy, ridiculous amount. So yeah. So tons of stuff you can do here, right? I mean, are your creative wheels going insane? So let's check a few of these though. So like, I don't know what this verse is. Let's see what that's about. Just gonna go down to the bottom and hit enter, and then I'm going to close this, go down to, where was that? Layout? No. Here, formatting, verse. What is this? So I'm just going to grab one of these lorem ipsum paragraphs and paste it in and see what is a verse. Like nothing happened. I don't know. I don't know what a verse is. Nothing's happening. Okay, so it's there. I don't know. See what I mean? Like, I don't even know what is a... Insert poetry. Use special spacing formats or quote song lyrics. Okay. Apparently it's there. I don't know. You see why this is a problem. So it's there. I see it. But it scrolls this way for some reason. That is weird. So once you get into one of these blocks and you're like, what in the world? I don't know what's happening. I want to get rid of it. You can just remove it like so. What else did we want to explore there? Hit enter again. Add block. We said we were going to look at this. So this is supposed to be the classic WordPress editor, right? I tried to use this actually to work around some of my image issues, but you can see it doesn't have the add media. See that? Alright, so I'm just going to paste a thing in here. This is the only place that I'm aware of, besides on the list tab, or the list block, I'm sorry, that your increase, decrease indents are available in WordPress. So look, let me just go ahead and jump into my three main issues with Gutenberg. One of them is that I use these in my blog posts a lot. So if I want to differentiate with an indent, it's very difficult to do that on just a regular paragraph block. Now I could use the classic editor as seen here, as a workaround. I also have an issue with images not being able to, and I'm just going to upload something random, not being able to see how it has it where you can align your image left. So let me shrink this up a bit. Then when I try to type over here, it doesn't. And so I just have an image that's aligned to the left. And look, I'm not even going to pretend like I'm an expert at all things technical. I might just be using Gutenberg wrong. But look, I'm just saying the classic editor is more user-friendly. So I'm having issues even uploading an image. So let's try that one more time. Let's try it with something smaller. But I can't type over here. I don't understand why that is. So let me try this other thing that I saw, which was media and text. Yeah, so if I want to upload an image here, I'm just using some WordPress thumbnails that I had, then I can type over here, which is fine. This is new. This media with text or whatever situation is a new thing with Gutenberg. So, you know, it's starting to shape up, it seems like, since I did my last thing. So my main issues, okay, were the images, not having my indent feature, and my final problem with, and this is a big one, this is really a deal breaker for me, is the links issue. Okay, so let's say this is my blog post and I want to link this to some content that I already have. So I click my link and I click link settings. My only option is to open it in a new tab and then apply it with this button. Where is my content search? So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So if I go over, now this is my main website and I was running Gutenberg on it and I'm not now, so because of the problems. So if I go in here, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Just edit. Y'all are getting a sneak preview of my upcoming podcast episode coming out tomorrow. So here I have a link and I'm just going to edit it. So when you add a link using the hyperlink or insert edit link button in the classic editor, you get this, you put your link in there. Now, if you don't have your link readily available, let's say you're linking to other content on your website, which is exactly the case with this link, you can click the link options and it pulls up this interface where down here it says or link to existing content, which is all the content on my website pretty much. And if I don't see it here, I can search by keywords right here and it will pull it right up, and I just click it and it automatically links it for me beautifully right there, and I can choose to open it in a new tab or not, which I don't need to this. So that's that. Boom, done. Update, link is there, right? Let me just, with this, I don't have any way to search the existing content on my website. If I want to put in a link, I have to open a new tab and go find the link to the content that I'm wanting to link to. Well, that doesn't work for me. This interface is much easier to deal with. So that's really a deal breaker for me, because I do a lot of internal linking on my blog. So I like to, I have 47 podcasts coming out tomorrow. So I have 47 blog posts for the Candy Cash Flow podcast show, and they relate to each other pretty often. So I like to do a lot of internal linking, and not having that interface be able to do that is a deal breaker for me. So Now that I've shown you the features, we've gone through the blocks so you can see what's really available in the Gutenberg editor, and I've discussed my problems with it, which it's looking like they have fixed a couple of those issues. Like, I'm cool with jumping right back on board with Gutenberg if we can just get this link thing straightened out. Anyway, so workaround. Right now, if you're using WordPress before they launch WordPress 5.0 on November 27th, right now, if you're tired of being prompted by Gutenberg, or you just want to revert back, all you have to do is deactivate the plugin. Right now, with the early release of Gutenberg, it was shipped out as a plugin that you had the option to use, and WordPress ever since then has probably bugged the heck out of you to install it. So here's what do. If you don't want to use it right now, but you're tired of being bugged, install the plugin, don't activate it. That gets rid of the prompt on your dashboard, and you can move on with life. Now, workaround post November 27th, so after the launch of WordPress 5.0, which will ship with Gutenberg, period. There will be no going back. If you are tied into the classic editor, all you have to do is go to Plugins, Add New. Why is it way up there? Yeah, Add New. Search for the classic editor. You will have to install it as a plugin. You can see more than 500,000 people have already done this. So you're not alone if you're not down with Gutenberg. So do this one from WordPress, and you can go in, install this, activate it, and you can use the classic editor to your heart's content. WordPress has assured us that it will be available for years to come in this capacity as a plugin. So your workaround now, install Gutenberg, deactivate it so it's not prompting you on your home screen. Your workaround for November 27th and after, once WordPress 5.0 launches, is to install the classic editor as a plugin. So get it done, kids, or if you're really brave, jump into Gutenberg, see all that it has to offer you. It's feature-packed, but a little buggy. So that's the story on Gutenberg, and I thank you for watching. Thanks for being here, and I will catch you in the next video.